Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, dear friends, wherever you are in this world. Um, Greetings from Bambooland, as I promised. This was actually recorded, I think, on Sunday, would have been the 17th or something like that of July. Today is Tuesday, the 26th, I think, of July. So that's the prerogative of being semi-retired and not knowing the date and the day. So forgive me. Okay, so this is a little walk through Bambooland. Bambooland is a place that's near Torbanley. Torbanley is a small township, about 50 or 40 or 50 k's south of from where we live, about halfway to Harvey Bay. And to give you a little bit of history about Bambooland, it it started as I guess, as a personal hobby of a Scandinavian, Glass Nielsen, and I think he sort of bought a riverfront property, or bought it as a riverfront property, which originally was a I think lemon orchard, and then later on he started to propagate bamboos. Uh, Initially, apparently, there were only two clumps of bamboos, which he started dividing. One was Bambusa multiplex, and the other one was Bambusa balcoa. And since then, that was about 1990. Since then, actually, Bambooland grew exponentially. Later on, they bought additional 10 acres close to the river, close to the Barham River. And I think the information says that Bambooland now has 100 of species of bamboos, which are the best species in the world, or the yeah. Uh, so the original property remains to this day, and it is there is also the owners obviously also live at Bambooland. Um, Yeah, and they pride themselves with those 100 species of the world's finest clumping bamboo varieties. That's it. Uh, and in recent years, Bambooland has also been collecting a large range of gingers and heliconias, which you will probably see on the way as we walk through. Um, Later on, I think it was 2006 or so, Klaas's son, Janne Nielsen, joined the family business. And I think, if I remember correctly, he was an engineer and a carpenter and a builder initially. And now he became the Bambooland nurseryman. I think all these previous jobs and professions that he was doing or having were really helped him. Plus, his father is also still on an ongoing basis a great help to Janne. Um, but I think Klaas is also very interested in, well, it says that he retired, but I doubt it, because he's very interested in fossicking, gold fossicking, gemstone fossicking, gemstone polishing, and gemstone cutting. So that's another of Klaas's big interests. Um, that's about all to say about the history. So it goes back to 1990. on our walk here, my friend and I, we had a laugh a bit about this circle that we entered, because it's like a little witch's circle with the stones. It's actually really nice and secluded. And we were joking about witches coming there at midnight on full moon doing their thing. And we were thinking of maybe joining them one day. Um, I've also tried to, well, I'm not really good in identifying flora. So I am not the greatest botanist in the world. I can say it's a fern, or it's a, I don't know, a Christmas star, which this one actually isn't, or it is a tree. I love all plants. I love the greenery. I love the energy that they share and that they give, and all the peace that one can get just from looking at this beauty. But I definitely am not a person who can identify, um, the individual plants that we are actually meeting on our little walk. So, what I've tried to do is to take occasional little pictures of the um, labels that are actually attached to, every plant, every tree, and it's in Latin, so you can look it up if you are interested, and see what all the beautiful trees that trees, grasses, ferns that grow here. So as I said, the this part is the drier part. It's the part that actually um, Klaus has bought as a second 10-acre lot. Um, but when we come closer to the actual original property, it is much more wetlandy, and it sort of seems like the bamboos formed, and the canopy has created a bit of a microclimate for itself, so a bit of a rainforesty climate. The head that you just saw, that was the head of my a very, very good friend, and former colleague. And the only thing I can identify her as is she's an artist, she is a writer, and she's about as crazy as I am, so we get along very well. Um, this tree is called, and I will cheat now, Giant Laulau. Uh, So it's a beautiful tree. I have no idea what sort of where it comes from or anything like that, but I just love its foliage and its leaves. Um, I think this is a papyrus. What is it, papyrus or something that grows in sort of close to waters. Um, Not sure what these grasses are. I suspected it could be lemongrass, but again, I am not sure about that. I also have to apologize in advance that at some stage I got very enthusiastic and I have kind of zoomed in on certain things and then I forgot to zoom out. So part of the video towards the end is a little bit blurry, so please forgive me for that. The bamboos here range, of course, in size, in age. Some of them have been planted, around, let's say, 1999. Some of them would have been planted, let's say, around 2008, and the planting is ongoing. This tree I know, that's a leopard tree. They grow generally, you see them even growing in the streets here in towns, along the roads, um, especially in Childers, which is a little town only about 18 kilometers northwest from us. Um, This bamboo, I think, was one of those that was planted in very, very early um, times. Whether it was 99 or not, I can't tell for sure. But this is the canopy that I'm talking about, when the bamboos just form this beautiful, um, beautiful roof canopy. And you just walk in the shadow, in the shade of these beautiful trees. Actually, they are grasses, bamboos. So apparently, there is a Chinese proverb that sort of motivated Klaus to start start his his venture, and it says that bamboo is all things to some people and some things to all people. So knowing this, Klaus was intrigued by bamboos, what they are, and wanted to know more, and this is the result. The entry into the Bambooland is for free, so you don't have to pay. Um, there are beautiful areas for for families where they can sit um, on the grass near the river. The river is very, very peaceful. Again, it's black bamboo, my favorite. I think black Java bamboo. Um, yeah, so families can come. There was a time when families also could bring their pets, their dogs. We always used to bring our dog with us, obviously on leash, but recently they have um, uh, restricted dogs from coming, so that's a pity due to some incidents that occurred apparently. Here we have, I love the ideas that how how they just use what's in nature, what nature offers. So if there are three stumps or three logs, they put them together, put another log on top of it, and grow a nice plant out of it. Um, Obviously, they know what they're doing. Earlier, this is the old old part of Bambooland, and when I visited originally, that's many years ago, probably even 10 to 15 years ago, my husband and I visited, and part of this was almost a wetland where you could see, all for old fallen trees just laying in the water and decaying slowly. New trees growing out. It was a bit of a jungle, but it had this um, it had this magic about it. This now the way it is now, it's very civilized and very accessible everywhere. It's still magical. Um, it's still very soothing to the soul, um, because you walk from one plant to another, to another, to another, and you're just in awe because they are lush green. They sway so gently in the breeze. Um, they whisper to you. So it is just something that one can relax and just breathe and breathe with the with with nature, um, and just relax, recharge batteries, recharge the soul. I like how they use, again, as I said before, I like how they use discarded material, or don't want to call it material, no, just old wood from those decayed trees or from the trees that fell over, uprooted trees, and use those roots as decoration for the garden. And somehow it just fits in beautifully. And the fence made again out of basically um, logs that have decayed or rotted away. And I just, the idea around it is good. It's great. Here we've got the nursery. So um, while entry into Bambooland is free, uh, you can then have the option of buying anything that grows in the park area. You can buy in this nursery. So I think that's where the family's income or living would probably come from, because people get obviously spellbound by the beauty, and they think, well, maybe we can create something similar on a much maybe smaller scale, but something along these ideas that we've just seen here in our backyard or in our garden. And so they go and they buy these plants. And don't worry, I'm one of them, because whenever I visit, I rarely leave with less than 3 plants from there, maybe sometimes much more than that. There are some beautiful water features, pots, knickknacks. I think they might be imported somewhere from Asia, maybe. Beautiful pots, lot of bamboos. So it's all work of propagation. So the family has some really good professionals who know how to propagate well, and therefore their nursery is always full of new, fresh, beautiful plants. I bought 3 at the time when we visited, and I still have to plant them in the garden bed. So one is a palm tree with these big, big palm leaves, fronds, whatever you call it. This one, it's this one, exactly this one, yeah. And I wanted to buy that crucifix orchid, but I bought some other 2 plants. One is a kind of a berry, and the other one is one of those plants with those beautiful red flowers that you might have seen on the way. Again, I forgot the name, so please don't quote me on it. And here we are approaching the Bamboo. So the Bamboo, my friend visited there. And that will be probably, now we turn left, that's Bamboo. It's a really nice toilet, so don't get me wrong. All made of recycled trees and bamboo. And here is the elephant head fountain. And here is the Baroom River. And with that, I will bid my goodbye and hope and will see you soon again. Tomorrow we're going to see the whales.